After Tyson Fury's excellent victory over Vladimir Klitschko in November 2015, he said that Vlad had his hands wrapped in secret minutes before they exchanged punches in the Dusseldorf ring that night. With the fight on the verge of being called off, Peter Fury and Bern Bonte, if that's how you pronounce Klitschko's trainer, had an argument claiming that Vlad had his hand wrapped without anyone in attendance from Fury's camp. Minutes later, Klitschko was forced to cut off the tape around his fists and have them rewrapped under the watchful eye of Fury's training team. Vitaly Klitschko, he watched as Fury had his hands wrapped. Fury claims he was unable to get hold of his preferred gloves until Friday morning, and the fight was thrown in further chaos with 2 extra layers of sponge were seen under the ring canvas, making it extra spongy and draining on the legs. Now, I can confirm from Mr. Bashir, if I can't get the receipt, it's going to take too much digging. But, you know, he used to do a lot of interviews on my channel when he was in Team Klitschko. They did doctor the canvas against Pulev, and I'm going to assume there's no reason why they couldn't try to pull the same stunt against Fury. Made it really spongy. And that's why you see Vlad taking advantage, leaping in with them left hooks, knowing that it'll be difficult to move your feet quick enough on the spongy canvas. And it's no secret the Klitschko's shortchanged a lot of challenges on the purse, put them in shitty hotels, and despite having a very gentlemanly persona, not cursing, well-mannered, they did everything they could to make it uncomfortable for the challengers who went over to Germany. But Fury kicked up a big stink about this, saying Vladimir's a cheat and it's just a boxing match, you don't have to do all that. So, having to hear the Fury fans saying, "I told you so," Fury was never going to duck Usyk. The fight has again been thrown in doubt. Egis Klimas, the deeper we go, the more chance to pull out the plug. Sorry to our fans. Steve Kim, so as it stands, Fury Usyk may or may not happen next. From the latest hashtag K9's Corner, they're basically saying that they've made progress because Top Rank have got involved in America, but not much progress. And, you know, Usyk accepted 70-30, and they feel like they're being treated bad. They're still treating Alexander Usyk like they did with Derek Chisora or Dillian Whyte. They act like it's just a regular Fury fight in the UK and everything has to be by Fury's rules. The manager said his next step was employing British counsel to assist in negotiations, before stating that the fight was categorically not on if the April date couldn't be confirmed. Now, Fury has the nerve to call Vlad a cheat, and I'll agree that Vlad hasn't, and his brother haven't been totally straight down the line with some of their practices, but Fury got busted for Nandrolone calling people a cheat. And he said to Vlad, it's just a fight, you shouldn't have to do all that. Well, should Fury have to do a lot of the stuff he's doing if it's just a fight with Alexander Usyk? You know, you got 70-30, then you made noise about the rematch clause, and why is the fight in doubt? Fury, to me, hasn't done enough to dispel the doubt that the fans have in their minds that he hasn't made it a smooth negotiation so the fight will take place. He hasn't done all he could to make the fight take place. We're not feeling the hunger that, yeah, if he wants 40, 60 or 50-50, I'll take it. I want to be undisputed champion. No, he's being a bit of an ass. Bruce Trampler put something out there that the fight's going to take place in June. Bruce Trampler is Top Rank. And Team Usyk are saying if they can't make the April 29th date, the fight's going to be cancelled. And they'll go with the mandatory. And I don't want to hear nothing from the Fury fans because you said that AJ didn't want the fight last year. That's why him and Eddie were stalling. Fury was up in the camera every day, signed a contract. We need to get this on so the Usyk fight would take place in February. Well, either you're the Fury fanboy thinking that Fury was going to be fighting in February or March after fighting in December, or you were just being dishonest knowing that it wouldn't happen, like most of us knew it weren't going to happen. So if you were rushing AJ to get in the ring so you could fight Fury, Usyk, early 2023, and you're not ready for April the 29th, and Usyk and his team have been in camp for, I would assume, the majority of the year, it sounds like a duck to me. And you can't start camp and the date keeps shifting and shifting and shifting, because you start camp at a certain level of fitness, at a certain level of sharpness, and the object is to peak at a certain date, that date being the fight date, right? So Team Usyk needs some stability, is what I'm assuming they're saying in these negotiations. Stop effing about. Is it going to be April the 29th or is it going to be in June? They also said if they're going to push it back, there's no more 70-30, it's 50-50, because now you're stalling the man's career. Fury's already messed up Usyk's money by demanding a ridiculous fee from the Saudis. Some people are saying he asked for up to 100 million for the Saudis. Usyk already accepted his deal that he made with the Saudis and was ready to go. And now he won't be able to get as much money at the Wembley date, especially taking 30% at Wembley, when there's nowhere near the equity in the Wembley pot as there was or would have been in the Saudi Arabian pot. And it's gone beyond trying to unsettle Usyk. This is unacceptable. It's all right playing mind games, but this is unacceptable for someone who claims to be at the level of Muhammad Ali or the best ever. He's been ducking and diving and picking when he's going to take a good fight for as long as I can remember. He vacated the British title that he won from Derek Chisora in 2011 to fight Martin Rogan for the Northern Ireland title. And he didn't want the David Price fight. You know, Pricey knocked out John McDermott, who arguably beat Tyson Fury. Fury done way better in a rematch, it has to be said. But what round did Pricey do him in? Pricey done McDermott in the first round. And at that time, Pricey was hot property. British champion, a whole load of knockouts, and he ducked the fight. Now, people won't make much of that because Pricey's career spiraled downwards after them two Tony Thompson defeats. But it's still relevant. And then he avoided Pulev for the European title. He was mandated to fight Pulev, but he avoided that with the Price fight. That was around 2013.
Kubrat Pulev, another guy, 6'4" from Bulgaria with no money and nothing, yeah? Comes into a world heavyweight title fight, stands in the ring like that there. Some big, stiff, stupid European fighter.
So why didn't you fight him for the European title back then, if he's this big, stiff nobody?
If you say fought Tyson Fury, everyone says he's the hardest guy to fight. What would you think about that?
Yes, Tyson Fury is good fighter. He's have a lot of experience now, and he showed himself that he's a really good boxer. But we have one moment, I think, 2013, and he don't want to fight with me. But maybe we fight in future. Maybe next year we're gonna fight.
Maybe.
Then Chisora pulled out of the rematch they were supposed to have injured in 2014. Fury was cursing Chisora, he's a shithouse, he doesn't want to fight, he doesn't want to. And even Frank Warren said, look, Derek is injured, he's brought certification in to prove he's injured, he can't fight. Even Frank Warren was saying that. They brought in Alexander Ustinov, and Fury got in this paranoid headspace in the press conference saying, oh, Vlad or Vitaly are setting him up so he can lose, so he won't get his title shot. They brought in this big Russian to come and knock me out. He got in this big hysterical state of paranoia about the fight, and then he pulled out because his Uncle Huey, one of his first trainers, got sick.
What's important to me is not letting people down. With my name associated with boxing, there's been a lot of letdowns over the past 18 months. I'm not just about to let people down, especially in my own town when people's paid good hard-earned money to fight. Yeah, I don't care if he brings King Kong to me on Saturday night. He's going to fight. I don't care if we win, lose, or draw, neither, because I'm pretty sure there's a conspiracy theory going on behind all this.
I'm pretty sure there's a conspiracy theory behind this. So is Frank Warren in on it? And Mick Hennessy?
I'm sick of being avoided, you know. Avoidance has been my case for the past 2 or 3 years. How many eliminators do I have to fight? How many so-called heavyweights have got to be named before I actually get a shot at something? I'm starting to think that the Klitschko's are behind all this, trying to hold me back, because you do know this guy is promoted by K2, so they're sticking him in, yeah, to hold me back, because my testing the water, my final eliminator then goes back a longer time again, which allows Vladimir to faff around and pick and choose another opponent in the meanwhile. Therefore puts me on the back burner for even longer. So there you are. But when I put him in a body bag and send him back to Russia, then there's going to be no fight.
Basically, he saw a heavyweight the same size he was, 6'8", 6'9", and Ustinov looked in shape. Tyson tried to mock him and smack talk him at the presser, the first presser, and Ustinov was just unfazed because he didn't understand what Fury was saying anyway. And he got shook. Vlad never got his rematch. First, Fury pulled out with an ankle injury. Then he had bipolar issues, cocaine, tested positive for nandrolone, got suspended of his British license. Made Wilder wait a year for his rematch, opting to fight softer touches like Schwartz and Otto Wallin. But there are sections of the media who will say they count as defences of his lineal title. Came out saying that Daniel Kinahan has arranged the undisputed fight between himself and Anthony Joshua in Saudi Arabia. All of a sudden, Wilder pops up demanding his third fight that he's contractually obligated to have with Fury. We're in a mediation arbitration situation. Apparently there was a clause in the contract where they could have terminated the fight in December. Tyson Fury's dad even said so much. Bob Arum said the process won't affect the Fury-AJ fight. They ended up letting down the whole, not country, I was going to say country, but the boxing world for not making the undisputed heavyweight title fight. And now it looks like it's happening again. Usyk put out this tweet earlier today. The points for agreement was sent to Fury's side. The deadline is set. The clock is ticking. The ball is on #GreedyBelly's side now. We did everything in our power to make it happen at Tyson Fury.
What's important to me is not letting people down. With my name associated with boxing, there's been a lot of letdowns over the past 18 months.
Over the past 18 months, more like over the past 11 years, all this guy has done is let down boxing fans. And it's not a debate right now about who he's better than, about how good he is. It's about integrity, honour, consistency. Something all the greats had. Something that Tyson Fury lacks. You know, if Frank Warren thinks that Danny Dubois is going to get that next shot if the Fury fight falls through with Usyk, he's mistaken. They're going to go for Hrgovic. They'll probably vacate the WBA belt if necessary. There's just no way they're going to be giving that money or that business to Frank Warren after what's happened. If it falls through, Usyk is going to be running back to Eddie Hearn and the simplicity of making fights that he's had with Matchroom and DAZN. Fury himself, on the 11th of March, said he's just started training camp. Sugar Hill only got in the UK last week to be in camp with Fury. He said he's going to cut off all social media a couple of weeks back, but yet he keeps popping up. Is he really serious about a 29th of April date? And I think that date is crucial now. If that date is not met, the fight plunges into the depths of doubt. He's screaming, I only need 6 weeks, cruiserweight, I'll smash it to bits. And it's hard to know if he's serious or not right now. It's hard to know. And obviously Bob and Warren can't talk to Tyson Fury, or they would have told him, can you not talk or shout about splits in public? Arum told Krashuk, don't discuss splits in public. And right now, because Fury has been so vocal about getting the lion's share, and we know they screwed up the Saudi deal, they're trying to say the Saudis couldn't build the stadium in time, which no one really believes. Everyone is putting the blame on Tyson Fury. Greedy Belly Yeah, that's the perception of Tyson Fury. Greedy belly. And if we're talking from a point of PR and damage control, zipped lips were vital. And the fact that Clemus is saying we're bringing in an English counsel, and this is recent, this is a couple of days back, to look at the contractual details of the fight. Are they backtracking on taking 70-30? Do they want more? Looks like they want more. And if they're backtracking, I'm not saying, well, you can just throw it all on them, but they did say 70-30, you give $1 million to the people of the Ukraine who are suffering from the conflict. They did say that. But it doesn't look good for Fury, in all truth. Just too much running mouth, man. Too much mouth running.